Hey, what's up, y'all? Well, the Testo Smart Probes have been out for a while, and when they first come out, I was like, well, damn, why are those things so cheap? Why are they only $220 for the for the pressure sensors and the temperature sensors? $220. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I talked to several guys about it, and they're like, I don't know, man. I had no idea. How can they get it down so cheap when people like the Smart Tool are up at $600, the iManifold at $700 something, and the iConnect is $1,500 and something dollars, $1,600. How can Testo get their product down so low? And I see all these guys, they ran out and they bought it, and because Testo's a great tool. It is a great tool. Like I said, I have two 550s in the back of my truck, and I was having a hard time with it. I was like, man, Sportland let me down on this one. $600 versus $220, and everybody that has the Testo, they seem to like them. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and thought about it. And I was like, man, I just can't figure it out. And then I went, oh, well, there's something that got to be missing. Because when you look at the Smart Tool, the Sportland, and you see how rigid it is, I mean, I could take mine and chunk it at somebody and hit them in the back of the head, and they'll fall over. And they'll be having to go to the hospital. It's like chunking a rock at somebody. That thing is so durable. I'm not worried if I drop it. I'm not worried about it breaking. And then I look at the Testo, and it kind of reminded me of the Man-Tooth. And then when it came out, I'm talking about the Man-Tooth, nobody wanted that thing. I mean, it just looked cheap. And to me, that's kind of what the Testo reminded me of. It was a Man-Tooth. But it still bothered me. I was like, man, all these guys are getting it. I'm not going to get it personally because I do like the Smart Tool. And I have the iManifold. And I like it too. It's a great tool. I mean, the iConnect. I chose the iConnect over the iManifold because, it was pretty much, in your hands. And that was it. I didn't have to carry around a big bulky, gauge. So, and it bothered me why the Testo could be so low and the Smart Tool was up here. And, I called Sportland a couple times and, what's the story? How come you're so expensive? And the guys I talked to was like, man, I can't tell you. And I'm like, well, y'all better get on it because Testo's eating your lunch over this. Well, we're trying to get it down. And they'll get it down. But you got to remember, Testo is a tool manufacturer. Sportland is an accessories equipment manufacturer. And they were pretty new to the market. And when they came out with what they had, they really did a fine job with their product. But that wasn't good enough. That's not good enough. How can you be at 600 when Testo, the fine German engineering, is down here at 220? It just, so after weeks of wondering and man, how are they so cheap? A guy sent me a message today, actually, wanting to know where the Testo 550s were made. And I, like everybody else, said, well, they're made in Germany. And he's from the UK, and he said, well, if they're made in Germany, I'm done with them. I'm not going to buy them. I'm going to buy something else. So I was like, well, you know what? Let me check on that. So I pulled out my iPhone, made to wherever it's made, not here in the United States. Now, I send a text to somebody, and he said, well, Testo has a Chinese manufacturing plant. I said, you got to be kidding me. He said, nope. So I looked it up. Now I know why Testo is $220. Because they're made in China. Now last week I made a video about Carrier moving to Mexico. And everybody's comment was, I'm buying American. I don't care how much it cost. Until you're faced with it. So you'll go spend $220 for Testo, which is Chinese made, but you won't spend the extra money for the Smart Tool or the iManifold or iConnect that's American made. I mean, come on. You can't say it. You can't say you're going to buy American and then turn around and buy Chinese. I mean, personally, I don't want a Chinese tool. Because I know American-made tools are much better. You know, the iConnect is made right up there in Ohio. And their circuit boards are made in America. But some of the electronics come from international sources. And the same thing with the Smart Tool. You know, they don't get the electronics here in America. Of course, they have to do that somewhere else because, unfortunately, the Asians are a lot smarter when it comes to electronics than we are. In my opinion, because everything comes from Japan or China or somewhere that's electronic. So there's no getting away from that. But when the whole product is made in a Chinese factory, that's something different. So you want to know why Testo is $220? And to me, the better quality tools are $600, $750, $1,500. Well, there you go. So you want to buy American? Buy American. Take that Chinese stuff, put it back in the pack, and send it back to them. And say we don't want it. And then go buy yourself a Smart Tool. Go buy yourself an iConnect, an iManifold. Buy American. Do what you say you're going to do. And do it. Now I'm having a hard time thinking that, you know, of using my 550s. You know, they've been great to me so far. But do I want to continue to use them? Maybe not. Because the only thing I really use the Testos for is to pump something down. I can use analog for that. So, anyway, that's it. That's my rant. Buy American, buy Chinese. It's up to you. Personally, when it comes to something like the Sporlan or the iConnect iManifold, I'm buying American. So, y'all have a great night. We'll see you later.